Elara, a bright but often overlooked teenager, found herself boarding a private airship bound for the annual Nature's Harmony Retreat, a gathering for young enthusiasts of rare flora and fauna, hosted by a reclusive tech prodigy named Kael. Elara, with her unusual fascination for bioluminescent fungi, clutched her worn backpack, feeling a familiar pang of anxiety. On board, she spotted Lyra, a girl who had made Elara's school years a subtle torment, now radiating confidence beside Kael, her charismatic boyfriend. A knot tightened in Elara's stomach. Mid-flight, a sudden, violent lurch ripped through the airship. Alarms blared, and the cabin plunged into chaos. The grand vessel spiraled downwards, crashing with a deafening roar into a dense, unknown jungle canopy. Silence followed, broken only by the groans of the injured and the rustling of unseen creatures. Miraculously, Elara, Kael, Lyra, and a few others emerged from the wreckage relatively unscathed, albeit disoriented and stranded. Days blurred into a desperate search for rescue. Their supplies dwindled, and the jungle pressed in with its humid, suffocating embrace. One afternoon, hacking their way through thick undergrowth, they stumbled upon an ancient, towering wall adorned with intricate carvings. Beyond it, a clearing opened to a hidden village, home to the Lumiflora Tribe, whose people moved with a quiet dignity amidst structures woven from living vines. The villagers, with their obsidian eyes and skin adorned with vibrant plant-based dyes, regarded the newcomers with wary curiosity. As the tribe's elder, a woman named Shaya, approached, her gaze fixed on Elara. Shaya's eyes, wide with sudden recognition, fell upon a unique swirling birthmark on Elara's forearm, a mark that eerily resembled the sacred Moonbloom flower, central to their prophecies. Elara, having lost her glasses in the crash, found her green eyes, usually hidden behind lenses, now piercingly bright. Shaya gasped, proclaiming Elara to be the prophesied child of the Moonbloom, a divine messenger sent to restore balance. From that moment, Elara's life transformed. She was ushered into a life of unexpected reverence. The villagers offered her the finest fruits, bathed her in fragrant herbal waters, and wove garlands of rare blooms for her hair. They interpreted her every casual remark as profound wisdom, her every gesture as a blessing. Meanwhile, Kael and Lyra, along with the other survivors, were assigned menial tasks, fetching water, gathering wood, their status as outsiders, starkly contrasting Elara's divine treatment. Initially, Elara found herself caught in a whirlwind of surreal comfort. The adoration was intoxicating, a stark contrast to her usual invisibility. Yet a growing unease began to stir within her. She observed how Shaya, the elder, ruled with an iron fist, meting out harsh punishments for minor infractions. When a severe storm ravaged a section of the village, leaving several families homeless, Shaya, instead of offering aid, declared that all salvaged goods, no matter how small, belonged to the child of the Moonbloom, effectively stripping the already suffering villagers of their last possessions. Elara's heart sank, realizing the true nature of Shaya's leadership. This wasn't harmony, it was control, masquerading as divine will. During this period, Lyra confronted Elara, her voice laced with bitterness. She recounted a childhood memory, a school trip where Elara, then a timid child, had a panic attack, leading to a domino effect that caused Lyra's younger brother, recovering from an illness, to fall and sustain a severe injury. Lyra had carried the weight of resentment ever since, blaming Elara for the accident and its lasting consequences. The confession, though painful, unveiled a layer of misunderstanding that had festered between them for years. The realization of Shaya's cruelty and Lyra's confession ignited a new resolve in Elara. She couldn't stand by while the Lumiflora people suffered under a tyrannical leader. With the help of Maya, Shaya's rebellious granddaughter, who served as Elara's personal attendant, they began to formulate an escape plan. Maya, privy to the tribe's secrets, revealed a hidden stash of provisions and a rudimentary map showing an escape route to a river. Kael and Lyra, seeing an opportunity for freedom, agreed to flee first by building a makeshift raft, promising to send help. However, as Kael and Lyra pushed off into the murky river, Elara made a fateful decision. She couldn't abandon the villagers. She turned back, urging Maya to help her inspire the Lumiflora people. Elara, shedding her role as a passive deity, began to speak openly to the villagers, not as a goddess, but as a peer. She explained that their true strength lay not in blind obedience to Shaya's interpretations of prophecy, but in their unity and collective spirit. She encouraged them to question, to stand up for their rights, and to work together to rebuild their lives. Weeks turned into a quiet revolution. The villagers, emboldened by Elara's words and Maya's quiet leadership, started challenging Shaya's dictates, demanding transparency and fairness. Shaya, seeing her authority wane, grew increasingly desperate. Just as the tension reached its peak, the distant thrum of rotor blades broke the jungle's silence. A rescue helicopter, dispatched by Kael and Lyra, descended into the clearing. Elara's adoptive parents, along with her biological mother, who had given her up for adoption as an infant, were among the rescue team. They embraced her, tears of relief streaming down their faces. The Lumiflora people, fiercely protective of their ancestral ways, respectfully declined offers of modern aid, choosing instead to forge their own path. As Elara prepared to leave, she pressed the delicate Moonbloom pendant, a gift from her biological mother, into Maya's hand. "Remember," she whispered, "the true power lies within yourselves, not in any prophecy." She then carefully placed a small, intricately carved jade token, a symbol of thanks given by Shaya in a moment of humbled respect, into her pocket. Elara boarded the helicopter, carrying with her not only the memory of a strange, transformative journey, but also a newfound understanding of leadership, forgiveness, and her own inner strength.